This is Ty Anderson for Add-in Express. In this video, I'm going to show you a powerful yet simple feature to implement that is part of the Add-in Express for Internet Explorer and .NET toolset. This feature is quite useful when you are building advanced Internet Explorer bars and you want to make sure that the visibility of your bars is synchronized across all tabs of Internet Explorer. Let's get started. I have Visual Studio 2010 open up running as the administrator, which is important anytime you want to use the ADX IE for .NET tool set or product. And I'll do File, New, Project, and we'll head to the other project types. Under the extensibility node, I want to select the ADX IE add-on, and I'll go ahead and leave everything else as the default setting. For the programming language, I want to choose Visual Basic Project, and I'm going to go ahead and choose for the currently installed IE version, and I'll select Next. For strong name, I'll go ahead and just generate a new one and click Finish, and I'll have my project created for me inside of Solution Explorer. Once created, Add-in Express goes ahead and opens up the IE module VB object or class inside of Visual Studio 4. So when we see the designer, now the IE module is our main object of the add-in within Visual Studio, and what I want to do is go to the menu bar of the IE module in its designer and choose the ADX IE Advanced Bar Manager. When I click that, it adds an Advanced Bar Manager's object to the designer, which I can then select, and we'll see in our properties window the properties that are available. And what I want here is I have a bars collection where I can add items to it. And right now I don't have an actual advanced bar, so I'm going to go ahead and select Close. And we'll right click on my IE add-on 1 in Solution Explorer, and I'll say Add New. We'll move to the Add-in Express items and choose Internet Explorer, and then here I'm going to choose the ADX IE Advanced Bar and say Add. Now for demonstration purposes here, I'm just make this a little bit wider and higher, and for the back color I will choose lime green, and this blank bar, it will demonstrate this UE or UI synchronization feature. And for design purposes here, I'm done. So I will close its designer and we'll move back to the IE module, where I'll right click back on the ADX IE Advanced Bars Manager 1 object, and I will choose the Edit Bar Items, which is the same as going over to the Properties window and choosing the bars and hitting the ellipsis. I'll do Edit Bars. Now in this collection editor, I need to add a new item, which is the ADX IE Advanced Bar Item 1. In the bar type, I'm going to choose the only available bar I have, which is the My IE Advanced Bar 1, and its naming convention is prefixed with the My IE Add-on 1 name, which is the name of my project. Now here I'm going to leave the defaults for allow drag and drop and allow resize, but what I want to do is change the default value to true for the apply changes for all tabs. And what this does is it synchronizes the UI within Internet Explorer, so if you have multiple tabs open, this bar will be the same for each tab as the user moves through those tabs. So to see this in action, one last thing we need to do is change the visible property to true and say close, and then we'll save everything and build the solution. And then lastly, what we'll do once it's built successfully is we'll register the project on our system, where we now can then test it and demo it out, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. With the project registered on my system, I'll now open up Internet Explorer just to demo out what we have done. So when Internet Explorer opens, my advanced bar displays just as I set in the settings, and if I were to open up a couple of other tabs inside of Internet Explorer, as I navigate through the 3 tabs I have open, we can see that my tab is the same across all instances, or all tab instances. Now if I change its location and move it to the top, we see the same thing. And this works no matter where I put it, whether it's left, right, top, or bottom. We'll see that this works. Also too, if I were to change its visibility to false by closing it or changing it to not display. Also too, if I move the view and go to Explore Bars, we'll see that I have the ADX Advanced Bar Item 1, which was just the default name or default menu text for this item. We see that it'll pop back up exactly where it was when I last saw it, and it'll display across all 3 tabs. So I'll close Internet Explorer and we'll go back and I'll show you what happens when we set the apply changes for all tabs value to false. I'll right click back on the advanced bar manager and do edit bar items. Now we're back in our collection editor and I will change apply changes for all tabs to false. There we go. I'll say close and save, and I'll just build the add-in again. And now we're ready to open up Internet Explorer. And we see too that the bar is exactly where I left it last time. I'm going to move it to the left. And I'll open up 2 more tabs. Now if I go to the middle tab, I can set this to the top, and if we move to the 3rd tab, we see it's still here on the left hand side, and I can move it to the bottom, and I have the bar, each instance of the bar, it's no longer synchronized across all tabs, and wherever I put it in one tab has no impact whatsoever on any of the other tabs. In this video, what I've shown you is just a great and powerful feature. It's simple, it's easy to implement because it really doesn't require any code, but it's easy to miss when you're configuring an advanced bar item. So in these settings, if we go back to the collection, this apply changes for all tabs really determines whether or not you want to have your bar, your advanced bar, synchronized across all open tabs, or if you want to have each bar instance be its layout position be customized by the user and separate across all different tabs. And it's great depending upon how you want your advanced bar to behave. And if you have a bar that the user expects to be in the same spot no matter what, then turn the apply changes for all tabs setting to true. And if it's really a different kind of bar that needs to be, that users expect to be able to move in it and it be different in each tab, great, set that to false and it will allow for that.